Once upon a time, there was a ghost named Casper. Casper the ghost. He used to fap 6 times a day. He would wake up, he would fap, he would then eat, not brush his teeth, and then fap, and watch some entertainment on YouTube, scroll through TikTok, Instagram, fap, then eat again, fap. School was there. He went to school. He looked at a girl's ass and then he went to the toilet and then guess what he did? He fapped. He fapped in the school toilet. He would come back home and he fapped. He kept doing it until his thing hurt. Literally until his thing hurt. This day was one of the worst days I've ever experienced in my life, and I remember journaling about it. So as I was reading from my journal, I just remember this day. It was about 6, 7, 8 times I just fapped. And one of the times was in the school toilet. In the school, bro. So this is how you reduce your urges so you can overcome them and stay with your streak. Number 1, stop taking actions. And by actions, I mean little actions that I know will lead you to you failing. So for example, for me, action was, say I'm on my streak, I'm on day 3 for example. The time when I know I'm about to fail, obviously I know it in my mind, but it's like I still carry on doing the thing because it's like you cope as you start to slowly do things that you usually do to fail, but you cope saying, you won't fail. So the curtains get closed slowly, but nah, it's just I'm closing them because, better for my sleep. The door gets locked. Nah, but it's okay. I'm just locking it so my sister doesn't come in and I need to do work. Lights get turned on. And you're still coping. You're still saying to yourself, nah, nothing's gonna happen. And then 2 minutes later, you failed. You failed. So those are the little actions you need to stop taking, because you know in your mind that you're gonna, because you don't just hop on your bed and do it. Some people do, but the majority of people get like things set up. So don't get set up. Prepare yourself to not get set up. You know you're doing the things that you usually do and then you fail. So stop doing those things. Number 2, listen to music. Cliche as fuck, but listen to music. It will help you out, hype you up. And there was many times where I was gonna fail, and then I listened to music. It hyped me up. I was thinking about the rewards it was gonna give me, thinking about girls, and it helped me. Listen to music, and of course I failed later. That's just part of the journey. You need to understand that failing is part of the journey, but at least I didn't fail. At least my discipline kept growing and growing as I tried to not fail. And this is all you have to do. You try to not fail, and you will fail, but you just keep trying until you stop failing. Guys, I guess you can sum it up. That's NoFap summed up. Number 3, think of something else. So this is something I did before, and this actually made me reach 160 days. Think of something else. It's crazy simple, like bloody hell. I wish I could explain it to you and just give the knowledge I have to you and the experience I have to you. And all I can really say is just, when you start to think about woman, you stop yourself and then think about something else. You get what I mean? And then 2 minutes later, you're just thinking there, thinking about how what you ate for breakfast yesterday, or why didn't you wake up for at the right time yesterday, or what you did at school, or what a teacher said to you that was rude. The point is, your mind gets distracted so easily, and that's a bad thing. But you can also kind of use it to your advantage, because if you get distracted so easily, when you think about fapping, when you think about things that will lead you to fapping, because you're obviously resisting it. This is like friction. You're obviously trying to resist, not fail. So you don't just think of failing and then you fail. There's like this time between that. So you have this time to resist, and you also have this time, the earlier the possible, to think of something else. It could be anything. What I do specifically, and is it easy because I just simply do it every day, is so I don't know, a woman, a girl, a good looking girl comes up in my mind, and I know that ultimately that's nothing. Like that's nothing, and people will say it's nothing, but little things like that matter, because by the end you're only thinking about girls, right? That's nothing. But 2 minutes later, 3 minutes later, 5 minutes later, you know it and you failed. Little stuff like that do impact what you do in the future and in the near short future. So what I did, I thought about my morning routine. What am I going to want to do either tomorrow or what I did today? So if it's like the morning, obviously you want to think about what you did yesterday, because if it's the morning and you're having these thoughts, then there's not really much to go off. So you go yesterday, you explain in as much detail as you can on what you did. So this is an example. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. Then I stood up and I waited there for 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I pulled off my blanket. I stood up. I turned the heater off. No, the fan off. Sorry, this is my story. The fan off, and then I stood up, and then I ticked off. Wake up at the right time. Then I put the fan on the other side of the wall, and then I take that off as well. Then I see I have to take a cold shower, so I go downstairs. I step, step, step. I hit my toe on the stairs. I'm walking down. I'm next to the kitchen now. I'm now outside, and I see the cold shower. My mind's thinking da da da. You get what I mean. You get what I mean. I probably explained that a bit too long, and I shouldn't have. But you get what I mean. Think of something else. I made a video on this before, maybe explaining it a bit better, and I'll be able to explain it much more better in the future. But what I can tell you right now is think of something else, because you're so distracted. You'll even get distracted in that. Your mind's so distracted and can easily wander off. It will easily wander off to something else. Even if the urge is so deep, if you just fully fucking force yourself at this time to think of something else, do something else, it'll be an hour gone and you realize, oh shit, damn, I was just in my mind this whole time. And guess what? You didn't fail. So that's a win. Number 4, don't overthink it. And this is only if you're further up the stage. If you're like stage 0, stage 1, kind of between stage 1 and 2, then I'd say follow my advice of trying your best to not fail, because it's just part of the journey. But if you're stage 3, stage 4, you still haven't, you definitely reach high days, but you still fail sometimes. You still fail. You may be on day 30 and you fail. You may be reaching day 131 consistently, or over 100 days consistently, but some pattern just makes you keep failing. What your problem may be is overthinking it. You may be overthinking it at the time that you fail. So say you're on day 150 At a time, and around this time when you, so say you fail, now let's let's have a flashback of your thoughts. What you're doing in your mind is overthinking. You're giving yourself too many options. Because for 150 days, you could do it. So why can't you now? You see the difference. So right now, what you're doing is overthinking. So stop and go and take action. Do something else. Stop overthinking. That's all I can tell you. I got to take a cold shower, but you ain't gonna take a cold shower. You a bitch. Take a small step. This is also for the beginners. Take small steps. I learned this from a couple of other people. Take small steps, especially at the beginning. And guess what? Your ego's gonna get in front of it. Someone's gonna tell you to lower your standards and be like, okay, only reach 3 days. The next month, reach 4 or 10. Then the next month, reach 15. And then your ego's not like, nah, I want to reach day 90, day 30, I want to have the day 90 benefits. But you will fail on day 7. Maybe even day 1. Ultimately, you will just fail. So, and then you'll realize some months have gone by, and then you just think back, and then you just say to yourself, you might as well just, should I follow the principle by just only improving small steps at a time? 1 month, 5 days, the next month, 10 days, and by the time you would have known it, by the time this would have took, you would have been right here, you wouldn't be failing, because the day you failed, after like 6 months. But if you followed what you did, or of what the person told you to follow, those small steps, who knows where you would be? You'd be day 60, 80, 100, 200, 1 year, 2 years. That's what you could reach, sorry. So in 6 months, you could have reached 40 days. It's progress. And by the way, I don't mean to count your days. Ultimately, you're going to realize that counting the days is shit. 2 fails ago, so 2 times ago, if you know what I mean, before I did it, I was counting my streak. Now I'm not counting my streak. But before, the 1,000 times that I failed, I did count my streak, and I had an excuse. It gave me like pleasure to know what day I was on. You have your excuses. So take small steps. Think about why you're doing it. It doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter what it is. Fucking bro, the reason why I'm doing this is because of my mom, because of my brother, and because of my sister. But the only reason why I'm on NoFap right now is because of a girl, because of a fucking girl that doesn't even know me, a random girl on the internet. It's crazy. That type of motivation. At least I'm here. That's the only reason I didn't fail. I had an urge, and that's what I thought about. I was like, let me not do it. Because I had the thought of her in my mind, and I'm here. At least I'm here. Don't know how long I haven't failed. Long time. So it kept me from failing. So it doesn't matter what your thing is, I guess. It was work for me. I guess it will work for you. Why am I here? So use anything, intrinsic, extrinsic, whatever type motivation to motivate yourself to not fail. And you will not fail. Don't watch YouTube. Don't watch TikTok. And you won't do this, but I'm just saying it for the people that might. Don't watch YouTube. Because it's crazy. It took me months, years to get to this place. So I have learned things of what to do and what not to do. I've seen people say things of what not to do, and I've tried them and saw what works and what doesn't. You can say we're different, but really we're the same. We have the same goals. We're really more similar than you think. So don't watch YouTube. Don't watch TikTok, Instagram, any of that bullshit. Be off social media, be on the dopamine detox, and that's how you never fail. That's ultimately how you improve your life overall. Don't eat shit. If you eat shit, like if you eat junk food, if you eat crisps, if you eat high sugar, cholesterol type shit, whatever the fuck, whatever the science is behind that, your sugar levels will rise, and something in the brain, I remember science class, I can't explain it to you. Something in the brain happens that makes you wanna, it's like Coke, not fucking Coca-Cola. It's like Coca-Cola. When you drink, you want to keep drinking more, and if you drink more and you just keep drinking more, you're never really satisfied. It's the same with food. If you eat food, you're gonna keep eating the food. That's why people are fat. It's the same with non-fat. You keep doing it, and you just keep doing it because you're not satisfied. But they can cross. So if you eat food and there's normal food, you're gonna do another thing to gain that pleasure. Fact. If you play games but you can't play games no more, what you're gonna do? You may watch YouTube or entertain yourself, or you can also fact. So don't do these shitty habits. Overall, when everything connects and everything just comes together, you're gonna be at a good place, and then you're just gonna become successful at your goals. You're gonna reach your goals. Do what you know you need to do to be at the place that you wanna be. Mwah.